Mais hélas, l'air t'emporte et la terre.
There's still life and music in the streets around Notre Dame. The cathedral may be closed, but this area, an island in the River Seine, remains one of the most picturesque parts of Paris. Away from operatic distractions and above ground level, it's clear how much work is still being done. 2 years ago, Parisians witnessed an enormous fire that destroyed the famous spire. It took hours to bring the blaze under control, one that threatened the existence of a cathedral that had been part of the landscape since the 12th century.
When the cathedral burned down, I felt a great fragility, a great vulnerability, as though my heart was being torn apart because Notre Dame was my heart. The fire made us realize that the whole world was affected. I have received more than 6,000 letters from all over the world from people expressing their feelings and their friendship.
Reconstruction is progressing carefully. The stained glass windows, rectangular towers and priceless relics survived. But work has been slowed by the pandemic.
The fears over the actual solidity of the structure has passed, and it's taken 2 years. But now the work enters the phase of securing the cathedral so that repairs, modifications and the new spire that's going to rise behind me are part of a solid foundation.
Initially, President Emmanuel Macron spoke of a more modern rebuild of a contemporary glass spire, but last year said that Notre Dame, when restored, would look the same as before. A forest outside of Paris is providing more than 1,000 oak trees, some are hundreds of years old, to recreate the famous steeple. Going back to basics is seen as a wise choice. Macron has an election next year and knows that tradition carries great weight in France.
Notre Dame de Paris a toujours été une cathédrale politique.
Notre Dame has always been a political cathedral. It was built for the kings of France in the 12th century. Today, this reconstruction is showing the resilience of the country. One of the emblematic monuments is being rebuilt. But in the face of the COVID-19 disaster, the country is also rebuilding.
The initial target was completion by the time of the Olympics in Paris in 2024. That seems optimistic, but bearing in mind that cathedrals of this stature took decades and even hundreds of years to construct, taking 5 years or more to restore the majesty of Notre Dame to the Paris skyline, in historical terms, is a very quick rebuild. Francis Collings, TRT World, Paris.